No. It was
two little fake paws that sit on the steering wheel.
No, don't go that way. What are you calling this, Kyle?
I don't know.
Podcast number 1.
Ron's Industrial Smoothing Podcast.
Erickson Industrial Smoothing.
Yes.
So Lee made me a Christmas present.
I don't want. It's a brony, isn't it?
No, They have the blankets.
Blankets.
Leah and David both have brony blankets. I have to.
Man, you got to move out of that fucking house. That is weird.
He made me a little plaque, stainless steel plaque that says
Bronies forever.
It says 1 inch equals 24 point whatever millimeters. But
he actually put 24 point something?
24 whatever it actually is.
Oh, 25.4. Okay.
Yeah. And
I was going to say, if you made it wrong, that'd be fucking awesome.
Yeah. 24 point whatever.
I is 3.5.
3 point something. But what he actually intended is, the FIA 100 millimeter requirement on all the cage dimensions, like this node has to be less than 100 millimeters away from whatever other node. And I had that written on the car below the windshield frame. So he saw that and he's like, I'm going to make a plaque out of that. And he can put it in there. But he remembered it wrong and had a plaque made from some plaque maker website. And I got it the other day and he gave it to me. It's like, what is this? He's like, it's from your car. It's like, what? What are you?
1 inch equals 25.4 millimeters? No.
So I'm going to put that on my toolbox now so I remember.
So, do you want to officially start this?
I thought we did start.
Oh, well, this can go at the end.
Oh.
The brony comment.
Welcome to Still Untitled, the Adam Savage Project.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So what'd you do today, Ron?
You got to think up a name. If you don't have a name.
Project Syncro Podcast number 1.
Yes. That works for me.
All right. I'm Ron.
It's very original.
That's Kendall.
I'm Kendall.
And I'm Kyle.
Yay.
The director. Kyle's the director.
Yay.
Yes.
The knob man. Knob man over there.
I don't like that. So what'd you get done today, Ron?
Very little. I don't know. All we did was wash stuff. I sandblasted a bunch of stuff while Kendall fixed the industrial dishwasher. And you had all kinds of nozzle issues. But what is that powdered stuff you put in there? The aluminum safe compound.
It's one step below lye,
It's
which
like,
is sodium hydroxide, and I don't remember the name of it.
It's like some
potassium. I think it's potassium hydroxide.
Really? Yeah.
And it's aluminum safe. If you use a straight up lye, it'll etch something so as big as a transmission case, it'll etch it. But if you leave it in there long enough, it will
start to
slowly
deteriorate.
Dissolve. Yeah.
Yeah, because all of the mating surfaces were still like perfectly polished.
Yeah. So if this was steel, I would have just used lye.
Yeah, whatever.
It would probably work a lot better.
It seemed to do a good job on stuff that wasn't, I wouldn't say cleaned, but like whatever that corrosion, that was kind of that aluminum oxide or whatever that, what is that white, what is the actual white corrosion from aluminum?
Oh, I think it might be some sort of galvanic between the steel and the aluminum in certain areas.
Yeah, it's like whenever you just lightly, powder. If you just lightly like wire brush that stuff off, then the washer does a really good job of returning that to like almost polished, however it was cast. And I was surprised to see those little. Not really cracks, but what are those hairline?
Yeah, from when it when it cooled down. From
that was really strange. Yeah. It was strange to see that kind of amplified by being washed. You pretty much everything's always covered in dirt anyway, so you never really notice it. But yeah, that was. It seems like eventually it's going to do a really good job.
Yeah, I mean, since we have the cases torn down all the way, we could blast them. I wouldn't do the aluminum oxide that's in there. I'd switch back to glass bead.
Yeah.
That one automatic transmission case for the 3-speed autos, I blasted, and that turned out beautiful. So if you want something like that, we could do that.
We could probably do that. It's just taping off that. What is that one bearing in the end that's still in there?
Oh, we can take out all the bearings. It's no big deal.
You'll probably give me that job. Taping shit off, because that's what you always... Hey, tape this off for me.
Yeah, I've got all the blind hole pullers for the captured bearings, so we can take them all out. It's no big deal.
That's a possibility. I think we still have some glass bead. Mark brought some down, I believe, a long time ago.
I think I've got a bag or two left.
Yeah.
And I can always go get some more.
I was surprised that big Harbor Freight thing of aluminum oxide has lasted quite a while.
Aluminum oxide's pretty tough.
Yeah.
But it just leaves a mess.
Yeah.
I mean, it's really hard on surfaces.
And we haven't pulled the filters apart in the sandblaster for, a year or more?
Yeah.
Big cabinet thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what was it that he used in that like etched the glass all the shit? And
that's just
aluminum?
Aluminum oxide.
Yeah, it's aluminum oxide. And if you look at the glass on the sandblaster, everybody that uses it is right-handed, or at least they just hold the part with the left hand, or just leave it sit and then hold the gun in your right hand, and
it kind of bounces up. Up to your left.
It does like a swirl, counterclockwise swirl, so it etches the left side of the glass, so you kind of have to lean around and look through the right side. But yeah, Mark also put new glass in there, and it's been a lot nicer, because you used to have to look through like a 3-inch hole in the corner of the thing. But
if I switch back to glass bead, it won't etch near as fast.
Yeah. Glass bead. I glass beaded the 16 valve cover on the Red Golf Oliver, and it's like still perfect. It just leaves a really nice finish on there, and you don't have to screw around with it afterward.
Yeah, I'll dig out the aluminum case I did. So camera can see it.
It would be excellent.
I did that, like 2 years ago, and it still looks like I did it yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Much better than polishing. Never going to polish anything.
You're never going to polish anything?
Well, other than paint. Never going to polish aluminum. It's like people that do their, vintage Japanese bikes or whatever. Everybody's like goes high polish on cases, and it's something air cooled. You're trying to get in the fins. It's like, whew, that sucks. That's got to take for. Those are people that are either retired or that like they have children and they just
nothing else to do.
Sit there with
get out of the house.
Yeah.
Go polish this block.
Go sit in my garage and just hours listen to some Zeppelin, and that's
no.
A little bit too tedious. I'm too tedious with stuff, but that's just over the top. It's like zinc electroplating is just the right level of shitty for me to do, because I just have a darkroom timer and I just set it for 30 minutes and go do something, and then the buzzer goes off, and then you just wire brush it, and that's fine.
You have a big darkroom timer?
Yeah, the God, what is it? My stepdad found it at a flea market. It was just like
things are expensive
box of stuff, and they not only is it the darkroom, where you grab the minute hand and you whoop, move the minute hand around, but it has they built in an old school dryer buzzer, so when it stops it like it. What it sounds to me more so than a dryer buzzer is like a basketball game scorekeeping, like really loud, obnoxious. I can be, in the other end of the house and just burp, and my roommate's like, "Oh, what the hell was that?" But yeah, that's really loud, and that has a plug in the side of it that I just plug into my bench power supply that Kendall reappropriated from work.
Yeah.
And
because that's where I got the little time lapse rig ideas.
Yeah,
because we had old one of those at Webster.
Yeah,
that because you take those things apart and they're built like brick shit houses. Like,
Yeah,
they could carry like hundreds of pounds of weight on them and still turn perfectly fine. And people were taking them from the photo lab, and
it's an AC motor, right?
Yeah,
it's just an AC motor with a gearbox, and it's all internal to the motor. So you open it up, it's just motor, wires, switches.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's really stout.
And I want to do a time lapse rig with one. I looked them up on Amazon, and they're several $100s.
Oh God, yes,
for a cheap one, which is crazy. I'm not spending that much for that. I'll buy Campbell soup can 3-minute egg timers.
Egg timer.
You know, the $3.
Yeah.
No.
That's much better. Yeah, so we're almost ready to reassemble the transmission, save the bearings that Amazon Prime had, surprisingly enough. It is. You said that one transmission, the case bearing, is it one of the shaft bearings that's shared with the wheel bearing, the rear?
Yeah, the intermediate shaft, the bell housing side.
Yeah.
It's a inner wheel bearing on the rear, and it's probably shared amongst hundreds of other vehicles.
That's awesome.
That's like the differential bearings are the same as a wheel bearing on like a Ford F-150 from the 70s.
Well, even the like inter Volkswagen sharing is awesome.
Yeah.
It's just like, what is it? We started pressing out those outer races with that 40 millimeter.
The socket extended.
Yeah, and that ended up being like
we cut it
3 or 4.
Cut it to 60 millimeters. So I had cut it so it would just slip into the rear angle drive to get that bolt out or to get the nut out.
Yeah,
and then Mike Eckert realized he picked it up and was like, "Oh, this almost fits." So I cut it down to 60 millimeters, and all of a sudden it works for
everything.
Everything.
Yeah,
for pressing bearings out.
Yeah,
so.
That was awesome. The thing I realized the other day that I will probably do here shortly is that the viscous coupler that I rebuilt, and Kyle, we need to do a video on this anyway because that was so long ago that there's only a couple pictures. I have that thread.
We started it after you'd done that, I believe.
Oh yeah, pretty much after the cage was finished.
Yeah.
That needs to be rebuilt again. Not rebuilt, but refilled, because when I had it bolted into the car, I think the O-ring slipped up out of the groove, and it just ever so slightly leaks, and so I need to redo that. So I might.
Yeah, if it leaks sitting still, I don't want to know what would happen with that car.
Yeah, well, when it heated up and built up pressure, oh yeah, I'm sure it would. I'm not worried about the case coming apart, but I'm worrying about it drying out, obviously, and burning the plates up. So that's fine. And fellow Syncro swapper, and I feel bad for not responding to him quicker, but the guy out in Washington, D-Bot, he's replied to my thread a bunch of times, and he's got like 1 or 2 build threads. I can't remember what he's building, but he just messaged me and said, "Hey, I need some of that silicone. I need some of the good stuff." So that's why I was looking at that. I was telling you about that container store that had the Amazon shop that I can't remember the name of, that has all different bottles and stuff. I'll probably find a nice bottle that can be sealed and shipped, without fear of it busting open, and so I'll probably send them that and a new O-ring or 2, just because I got a bunch of them.
Could you imagine the look on somebody's face if that busted in a package and they like to pick that up and it's all soaked with this nasty shit?
It's like clear honey.
Probably get a phone call. Like
a phone, yeah, yeah. It would that package would just disappear off the face of the earth. It would go into the UPS incinerator, never to be seen again. I was really worried about that in high school. I ordered, I have the Speed Graphic, and I ordered a lens for it, Aero Ektar aerial reconnaissance lens out of like a World War II airplane. And it came from Canada, and it was radioactive, and it got held up in customs. And I kept looking at the tracking, and it was held up in customs. And I'm like, I'm on a federal watch list or something. They've located the guy that shipped it to me, and they've got him in a dark room right now, beating him with a hose or something, because he shipped me a radioactive something or another.
Was it the radium for the
coating on the
night, or what was it?
It was the coating on the lenses. It was just whatever process they used for the
it's minute traces.
Yeah,
I think it's cobalt.
Yeah,
I think
so. It's so little that it's the reference to you get more radiation flying on an airplane than you do from this lens, but so people have used them say, well, you don't really get that much, but I store mine in my basement and stuff, which I think mine is not in my bedroom. Maybe I can't remember right now since I moved. Whatever. Maybe it'll be just that healthy amount of radiation that keeps me from getting
long life.
Yeah, keeps me from getting cancer or something.
Having kids.
Oh, that's fine.
That too.
Radiate that.
Yeah, just sleep with it in my bed at night.
What's the old camera that you have?
Speed Graphic.
The old Speed Graphic.
Yeah, 4x5. It's
impossible to aim at what you want it to.
Well, it has a really nice rangefinder in it, and the rangefinder is one fixed lens, and the other one there's another superimposed yellow lens that changes based on the bed, the movement of the focus bed. So realistically, it's really, you can frame off of that if you need to, if you're doing like sports photography, right. Which that's what it was made for, was, fast photography, because so you can aim with that and you can focus with that, as long as you're shooting at you're not shooting at f2.8 or something, you're shooting at like f11. So you have like a good,
depth of field,
6 foot buffer.
Right.
And then, you use the focal plane shutter, which is a curtain on a reel, and there's a spring release, and it basically just scans. There's a slit across the curtain, and it just scans the film. So I rarely did I focus using the rangefinder, though. I shot one wedding with it, and I don't have my negatives. It was a DJ friend of mine that I shot his wedding with 4x5. And they all came out awesome, but I did not have the time. I told him that I wasn't going to print photos for him, that I was just going to give him the negatives and would basically do it for just the cost of film, because he thought it was a really neat idea, and so did I. And I processed the film in my bathroom, my mom's bathroom, much to her dismay, and they turned out amazing. And I have been begging him to send me any of them, because that's really the only body of work that I had that was halfway decent from that camera. And that was really fun, because I worked out, I need to be about 10 feet away from people, and I range focused and did all this work and had flash bulbs and worked out all that with that
math. Camera?
Yeah. It was really cool. It was really stressful too. And the thing at full tilt, it weighs like 10 or 15 pounds, and you're holding it out on the end of it's awful. It's really stupid. That curtain shutter is really what sold that thing, but I really only use that with that Aero Ektar lens. Most of the time I use it with a lens that has a shutter built in, like a, standard film camera of newer age.
And how much is film for that camera now?
Just the 4x5 sheet film is not ungodly expensive. I don't know what it is per exposure. Now, what really got expensive is when I started shooting with that in high school, Polaroid still made all of their instant stuff. So they had what was called 55 Posneg, which was this like sleeve that you would jam into this holder, and you jam it in there, and this thing would grab the film, and then you would pull the sleeve to expose the film and fire the shutter, and then close the sleeve and pull this release, and then it would, how the standard Polaroid has those rollers. You'd pull it out, and as you pulled it out, it would smear the chemicals over a negative and a positive, and then you would let it process, and then peel it in half, and you would have a 4x5 inch negative and a 4x5 inch positive. It was really cool. And I bought one pack of that. It was the first thing I bought on eBay was a used but not expired pack of that. And I want to say it was 20 exposures, and it was $50. And now you straight up can't find Posneg at all. It just doesn't exist. And expired just negative or just positive, they work out where they're like $120 for a box or something. It's really stupid. But since I started this car, I have not touched any camera other than my smartphone and briefly the Canon. Yeah, I have not. I have a box of darkroom stuff in my basement, and I haven't touched it, and I probably won't touch it again for a while.
You got to do a full photo shoot with that when it's done.
That would
that camera.
That would be really awesome. Is doing large format stuff. It really just in general, it wasn't ungodly expensive or inconvenient to do darkroom stuff. Like I did it in my dorm room for a while. It was a neat hobby between chemistry and actual creative stuff. I should have stuck with that. That would have been way cheaper than building this damn thing.
Good job.
Yeah.
I do think once the car is finished, you need to make a reenactment of I guess it would have been the Group B Audi.
Yeah.
Where they have the camera on the
feet. Oh,
and then it flashes to the going crazy with the steering wheel and then
with
back
that
to the
music
feet.
I'll send it to you. It's the first video I favorited on YouTube. Is Walter Roll in the Audi, and they're playing that burp.
Yes.
80s music.
Yes.
And he's hauling, and it's a close up. They use the same. It's like that thing in Star Wars with the TIE fighters where they use the same motion capture 4 times. It's the same second to third shift. Just they'll show exterior and and then they'll show the pedals, and he'll go from left foot braking over to clutch brake, and then back to the throttle, and then let off the brake, and then they run that. Then they show some exterior. Then they show the second to third. Then they run that foot pedal again. And it's like 6 minutes, but it's really only, 4 minutes of unique footage. It is really cool, though. That's what we were saying. Kendall and I were saying we need an old VHS camera to do. Really, I don't know if you can do the filters in.
I've already.
I kind of figured that's the perfect.
I have several ideas for that. The old 80s style, like VHS. Oh,
I really think
that covered.
Pretty much every video of this car, when it's actually running, needs to be in, not released in 240p, but released with that filter on it. That's
the thing that I have
shitty
the filter,
VHS camera.
Right. I have those filters, but the other thing I want to do is I want to go to Goodwill and go buy one of the RCA.
I may still
shoulder,
have it.
Puts a full VHS tape in it, shitty camera.
I still, my mom still has hers, and that's what they recorded my first poop on, and she might let you use that. Just come full circle. And I also had one of those ones where the camera was separate from the tape recorder.
Do what?
Never even seen those.
Yeah, I bought it at a garage sale.
Sounds like the camera equipment of like a bag phone.
Yes. So, and I didn't have a battery for it, but it was like you'd load a big ass, size of this box battery into the side of it, and it was the top loading VHS full-size
like
VHS.
VCR,
yeah. And it had a shoulder strap on it. And then you had this camera.
Oh, and it looked like the old, with a Bolex type camera.
Yes,
right?
exactly. Oh yeah.
Okay.
And the microphone had a little telescoping. It was ridiculously cheesy. It was really good. Yeah, that was amusing.
Yes, but yes, the 80s style video is coming soon.
And what is it? The YouTube Girls Costume Warehouse YouTube video. Mm-hmm. The thing that they do that just seals the deal on that video is just go find old commercials, at the very beginning you just splice in like 2 seconds of some commercial.
No, I have a VHS tape.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Yeah, fuck
right. No, I have
challenge pissing. Home of challenge pissing.
No, I just talked.
No
to my
money
parents,
down if you can piss above your own head.
And I have this VHS tape of Dumbo when I was a kid, and it has all these like Raisin Bran commercials and like the Filet-O-Fish commercials and stuff.
No, I have one of the 1994 Discovery Channel special called The Space Shuttle, and it has every Southwestern Bell telephone commercial in it, and the every Plymouth, sponsored by Plymouth, and it's like the Breeze and the Dodge Stratus. It's all of those, and it's so awesome.
I gotta get the Corinthian leather.
Oh,
I gotta get that.
What the hell was his name? Khan from Star Trek.
Yeah,
Ricardo Montalban.
Yeah,
I gotta get
Corinthian
that
chicken leather.
I gotta put that on there because I don't think it'll get flagged on YouTube.
Oh no,
stuff.
No, but you
just short enough. Yeah,
just put a couple seconds in at the beginning and the end where you just splice it in.
Yes.
The what was the one we were talking about?
He did the Chrysler Cordoba.
Yeah.
With the Corinthian chicken leather.
Yes. Chicken leather.
Did they make Colt 45 commercials, or was it just just the billboards?
No, they made the commercials.
Oh my god,
hilarious!
That would be perfect.
They were, if you've seen the Cold Cock SNL spoof.
Yes,
they were exactly that.
Okay,
except
nice.
Colt 45. They were ridiculously bad.
That's excellent. No, that would be perfect. That's totally. That's not a thing that's happened in Raleigh over, let's see, until probably the past year or two, because Vermont Sports Car, Subaru USA, started doing launch control,
right,
which is
fantastically done,
most heavily produced thing. Yes. Second, maybe only to FY Racing. My buddy Brenton Kelly helps with that quite a bit. Right. FY Racing does videos, and I think the FY videos are content-wise way better. Yeah, that's Alex and Brenton both do those. I have not formally met the whole team, but it's so good because they put all the stupid shit that actually happens at a rally in there.
Yeah, I was going to say it's like being there. Like you see all the.
There's one episode that is dedicated to water slides down the side of a hill, just because that's what you did during service, because there was, dick all else to do. Yeah. No, but those are really well produced also. And Alex Tabach, I always butcher his last name.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah. Oh my God, Alex does an amazing job of putting those together. He does some great stuff. But yeah, we need something that's like that, except way more 80s.
Yes.
I'm imagining this montage where I'm in the car and I have an original Walkman and I put in, some B-52s tape or something, and
put an 8-track player in it. What would a 87 Golf come with? 8-track would have been out by then, so would have been gone by then. So I guess just a tape deck.
Yeah, tape deck. Have it velcroed to the tunnel.
I have put too much time into thought of doing.
Oh, so have I. Oh yeah,
video. And we could take like the VHS recorder body and put a new digital camera inside of it and mount that on your roll cage so it looks like you actually got
God.
The big thing. Or like the video with what's his name with the 35 mil camera
taped to his head.
side of his head.
What was that in? I don't remember.
So we'll do it like a Ken Block video, but
super cheesy.
duct tape.
Steve McQueen.
Yeah,
and,
Steve McQueen.
Grand Prix.
Yeah. There's if you want a really good representation of what in-car footage in the early to mid 90s looked like for someone racing at my level, go look up Frank Sprangel's Mount Washington hill climb run, the record run. And it is literally, there must have been a giant plate or something hanging off of his main hoop on his roll bar, and they've bolted down a full VHS camera, and the timestamp is over in the corner
with like a little record thing, and like
you see the
box.
You see the silhouetting of like it looks like the Atari Enduro, Grand Prix, whatever it was, pole position with the trees flying by.
Right.
It's really good. Oh, that's so funny. And there's just a little bit of shake. Yeah.
Yes, we will be doing this.
Awesome.
Soon. And I have another completely other idea for an actual like unveiling video for the car. I don't know if I'll be able to pull it off or not, but I'm talking with a couple people.
Are we going to drive it through like a big paper screen that's got something else projected on it?
Should.
And
yeah. Or we can do all the cliches, get a projector and, project old school rally videos onto the car itself.
We should. Oh, man.
No offense to, what's his name with, easier said than done.
Matt Johnston.
Yeah, that was a great bebeginning sequence.
Oh, totally.
It actually set the tone for
yeah.
But it has been done a lot.
No. If you go watch go watch Wagon Attack. Wagon Attack 2 and now Wagon Attack 3. That was Wagon Attack 2 was, I didn't know him then, but that's that video he did with the Honda Civic all-wheel drive wagon.
That's turboed.
That was turboed, and they just beat
the shit out of
the hell out of this thing. And they made a cheesy little video about it. It is so good.
Yeah, where he's like, the guy's driving the Evo or whatever. And he's like, no, man, it's all about the.
Yeah, he said,
the all-wheel drive Honda Civic.
Yeah, but the wagon was a steal. It was a steal. That was his comeback every time. Had we been thinking ahead, we could have worn headbands, like sweatbands. So you could have put it to 80s montage music, and we're just on the lathe, headband on.
Yes, we will.
We need a long shot.
Flash.
We need a long shot of me on my bike,
Flash dance, I guess. Yeah.
riding down a beach or something.
Chariots of Fire.
Yeah, exactly. That would be perfect.
But yes, that this will happen.
All right.
It's just a matter of time.
Awesome.
Good.
So this is the Project Syncro podcast then.
Yes. Yep. And
all manner of stupidity.
Yes. And that's what it will be. We'll be talking about obviously random everything.
Yeah.
It will not be a set thing. We'll try to keep it short.
Yeah.
And and this is the first one, and we'll see many more.
How much more downhill it can go from here.
Oh, it will. I'm sure.
Awesome.
Especially, we'll probably be doing a segment of, Kendall's stories.
Kendall's all
people
the various,
shitting in his alley.
Yeah.
And,
all the bum shitting happenings.
Yes.
Where's
Kendall the humanitarian? Where's Eddie?
Where's Eddie this week?
Where is Eddie?
And hopefully at some point we can get Eddie on the podcast.
That's a bold move.
I think he goes and finds a cubbyhole to stay warm in these cold days. So it might be a few weeks.
Yeah, it will be a little while. You get a warm day, you'll find Eddie.
Yeah.
See you guys next week.